I'm just a lazy video gamer, even too lazy to make a new intro. Hello out there in Videoland, it's me again, the lazy video gamer, and what you see in the back is Thunderhawk 2 on the Sega Saturn from Core Design, a sequel to the extreme popular and successful Thunderhawk from the Mega CD. But I guarantee you this season will be 95% Mega CD free, so I have another game to talk about today, who also started on the Sega Saturn and ended almost there. I'm talking today about Dynamite Deka. Dynamite Deka hit the arcade in the year 1996 and was in 1997 ported to the Sega Saturn. In the home port, first play some rounds of this old classic bonus game to raise your credits, cause you will gonna need it. What is funny about this game is the cover artwork of the Saturn version. Now, the game was later translated in 1997 to the Saturn for the US market and the European market and renamed it as you saw it. It's now called Die Hard. To the game, it is a side-scroll beat 'em up who were still popular back in the day, and Sega thought about a possibility to lift this genre into the three-dimensional world. The result was a success. What is really funny about this release is that the artwork for the official German demo CD from the Sega magazine back in the day was lookalike to the Japanese original. So the game is full packed with action and some quick time events as well. Of course, you have to rescue somebody. Sega of America and Europe saw some similarities to the Die Hard movies with Bruce Willis. Dynamite Cop was released in 1998 and 1999 for the Sega Dreamcast as a launch title, and it was a good fun. If I be honest, when I recorded this footage for this video, I played one of the stories complete through. You have these three stories, or these three ways you can choose from, and they varies from one to another in the scenery. The ground recipe wasn't changed, so you had quick time events, you had the fast-paced broad action, and of course, for back in the day, a fantastic presentation. Many areas to fight in, to fight through, and rescue the president's daughter once again. Also, cool cutscenes between. Very bright and colorful environments and stages to fighting through and give the bad guy a lesson. Also, of course, the inventory is usable as weapons against the bad guys. Played the first game in a skyscraper. The second one obviously tells the story of a rumble on a big cruise ship. The legendary South Park episode with the claw people aren't out yet. These are just, some crazy enemies. And when I'm talking about crazy enemies, you also have a fight against an octopus. Because we all know that evil, and evil. When I reached the last stage, the fortress of the bad guys, I was remembered with this fellow at Golden Axe. Long time it was very quiet around this game franchise, and the Naomi board in the arcade, in the Japanese arcades, brought life to the franchise in the year, believe it or not, 2007. Asian Dynamite was the third part in this game series. Once again, the bad guy raised from his grave and kidnapped a young girl, and of course holding the whole world as a hostage for his evil plan. You and your companion have to stop him. Sadly, this game was never ported to America or the European arcades or on any console. This game was never released in other territories. What's sad for beat-em-up fans. Also, not touched was the formula of the game. It was still a side-scroll beat-em-up with a lot of weapons, a lot of cool enemies, but from this time on you could evolve your character or upgrade it. I'm still playing with the original character I'm selected from the start. But his abilities and moves would change through such a new costume. Also, again on board, the cool cutscenes. Who drove the story? And with the strong Naomi board, it has a really good look and detailed graphic. Did I say that it was the third part? Yeah, that wasn't entirely true. In the year 2006, as a part of Sega Ages 2500 from the PlayStation 2, the original Dynamite Deka was re-released. What you see here now is the Saturn mode. It was a little bit better in the optics and resolutions, so for purists it is not a real Saturn mode, but it comes very close. Just a few details were polished and the look of the stage were untouched. Also, those games were never available in another region than Japan. So you have this little issue with the quick time events, but it isn't that bad. What you see here now is the PlayStation 2, yeah, let me say upgraded version. You can see it in every corner. It looks great. It looks really cool, and the game is still intact, of course. They put a lot of effort in it. Snow, explosions, and even the vents in the back were changed. Also cool shadows from the vents are now in the game. The Saturn had this bonus game, who was a real arcade game back in the early days. And the PlayStation 2 version has also a real arcade game, if you want to call it that. It was a mechanical game, and I remember that on a yearly jamboree I once played on such a machine. I'm not sure was it from Sega or was it from another company, but it was such a game. So that was it for this week's episode of Lazy Videogamer Show. I think it's really funny that it ends this game series where it begins with the original. I hope you have a copy of this game at home for the Saturn, of course, or for the PlayStation 2 or the Dreamcast, and you grab it out once again and have a great time with it. In the meantime, I thank you for watching. Hope you have a fantastic rest of Sunday, a great week, and don't forget, the game is never over.